Hello, I'm Jamie McCallum, founder of Sort and Scale Academy, where we teach anyone from any background to embark on a new career as a professional business consultant in around about 6 weeks. This is the next edition, number 4, of Lockdown Learning, a series of short, free tutorial videos to show anyone from any background that they can pick up the building blocks of business consultancy and that they can be well understood by just about anyone. So this edition of Lockdown Learning, this is the 4th in the series, and this is called Business Risk Made Simple. And I really want to boil down the concept of business risk into something nice and simple that anyone can understand. Business risk is one fundamental core thing, and that is this word here. I'm going to write it in big letters if I can. Unknown. That's it. Risk equals unknown. Now that may sound obvious, but all too often people hear risk when they hear of something that's very hard to do, or very expensive, or it's going to take far too much resource. But if they turn around and say, well, it's going to take exactly an extra $1 million and we don't have that this year, or it's going to take 100 people 6 months and we don't have that kind of spare resource, if they know that for sure, it's not actually a risk. It might not be viable to do it, but it's not a risk. Risk is where someone says at the good end, so let's write this in green, let's just stick with that example. At the good end it would cost, $1,000, let's say dollars or pounds or whatever your currency happens to be. But at the bad end, it's $1 million, and we just don't have $1 million. So this is the bad end, this is the good end, everyone's happy if it was this. So if it was this guy here, we would definitely do it. We would make that decision. But if it was this guy over here, it would kill the company, and we don't want to do that. And the truth lies somewhere in between these two areas. Okay, so in the continuum between here and here, somewhere lies the truth. And right now, we just don't know. And that's why projects, particularly where something new exists for any business, it could be a new product, a new service, going into a new market, whatever, these kind of projects that aren't the normal day-to-day, run-of-the-mill delivery of the core business, they have a degree of inertia to them because we keep them on the table because this might be true. And we're really interested in the sexy upside that happens at this end, but we don't move them forward. We don't make that brave decision to move them forward because equally we're worried that this end of the spectrum could still be true. So that's what risk is. Risk is the degree of unknown, but only when the bad end of the risk, when this end is at an unacceptable level. Okay, so when the bad end of the unknown is at an unacceptable level, that's what we deem as risk. At Sort and Scale, and using our Sort and Scale method, we teach our clients to get rid of this word. We don't use this word risk, it's not helpful. We try and reframe everything as one of these, an unknown. And we do that by using just tricks of language. We get people to reframe the challenge with a sentence that starts perhaps with, what we don't know is, fill in the blank. And the reason that's useful is because once they've done that, the next sentence that comes out is something like, well, how might we find that out then? Which is a far better place to be than, don't want to move forward, this seems risky. Okay, so what we don't know is, fill in the blank, how might we find that out? And when you define risk as the degree of unknown, then the way to de-risk isn't to get a pinpoint answer. You don't need to know it's exactly, 86,375, between the 1,000 and the million. You don't need to know that exact number. What you do need to know is that even if there is a large spread of risk, if you reduced it from here to here just with a little bit of learning, and the bad end, albeit still unknown, we can live with now, then effectively you have de-risked. So if risk is unknown, making things more known, that is to say learning about them a bit, is an act of de-risking. And you just have to do that just enough so that the spread of unknown at the bad end starts to feel a bit more palatable. And all of a sudden, rather than saying it's between 1,000 and 1,000,000 in my example here, you might be saying it's between 20,000 and 30,000. But either way, we're okay with that. You don't have an answer yet, but you have de-risked. And that is fundamentally why, if you're trying to de-risk projects, it can be done much more quickly and much more cheaply than people think, because we are not trying to get a pinpoint answer. Pinpoint answers are for plans. When you're de-risking, you just need to learn a little, so you reduce the unknown just enough that it becomes acceptable. That's it. That concludes today's lockdown learning session. Number 4, business risk made simple, and it's that one simple concept. When you understand with clarity that risk is actually just about the spread of unknown, then you can define the unknown by saying what we don't know is, and then you can start to think about how we might learn about that a bit more, just so that we can reduce the risk, take that roadblock away from the project, and start to move things forward. See you next time.